Hi, I'm Eddie, and this is the YouTube channel that I've got. So I've had an awakening experience. So everyone has a different awakening experience where they get to see what they really are compared to what they show the world. So yeah, so and with an awakening, everyone, I imagine, gets some sort of gifts, spiritual gifts, but I'm not too sure how that all works. But one of the things I had was I could feel rocks afterwards, after one of my experiences. So so what that means is like that, you know how you have metaphysical abilities of rocks to do things. Well, I can feel the vibration in the rocks. So yeah, so and different rocks have different vibrations, and so I've got some rocks here, and once I realised I could feel something, I got a bit of, went past this bismuth, and I just touched it in the rock shop, and it gave off so much of a zing. I could just feel it vibrating in my hand, and after just holding it for about 10 seconds, I was feeling like crook, like I needed to put it down. And then I thought, I should buy it because there's a reason for it. So I asked the girl, what is it called? And she said it's bismuth. So this is lab grown, so it forms this little shape, little squares, and it's a transformational crystal. So I brought it. I had to get my wife to drive the car because I couldn't drive with this in the car. And then I got it to the house, and I was wondering if I could even sleep with this in the house. So I had it outside the bedroom, and because I could feel this like 2 meters away easily, even 3, and now I can hold it. So it must. But why I bring this one up is because it was quite useful. I could just come along and touch it, and I'd know how far along or how much more I had to transform. So if it had half the zing, I thought, oh, okay, it must be through most of my transformational process. So it's still, I can still feel it, but it's, you know, I can handle it now. I can hold it for hours if I wanted to, and so it wasn't making me real heady and not feeling well. So yeah, so that was bismuth. So that might be useful. So and this is a bit of angelite, which is calcium sulfate in some sort of form of calcium sulfate. And this is really funny, but if you put your tongue on the top, you can feel the zing on that. It feels like a 9-volt battery. But if you put your tongue on the sides there or anywhere else, there's nothing. But right on the tip, you get a little bit of a tingle, like a 9-volt battery. So I imagine that tip is where the energy is focused, I suppose. So that was quite interesting. And I noticed with rose quartz, when I I should have brought it. I went to a shop. I totally forgot about this. I went to a shop, and it was the first time I brought a crystal, and I brought pieces of selenite and a bit of rose quartz. And I touched a few of the rose quartz. They're in like these little pillar things, sort of come to a terminated point, and they're only little. And so I brought one, and then I went home. I must have held it for a couple of hours or something. Then I went on a holiday for the weekend, came back, and it turned totally white. And then so I went to the store, and I noticed all the other ones I touched had turned white as well. Like they looked like, you know, just in that little area. So I took a photo of them, and I asked if I could. So that was quite bizarre. And then I brought this one, I also brought a big chunk of rose quartz, and that actually went white as well, and it got a black line through the middle. So, and the amount of zing, or with rose quartz I could really feel it on my hands, like it was like touching the 9-volt batteries of your tongue. You get that little vibration. And so it still had a little bit of that, but not much. It was sort of balanced a bit, so I returned it to the earth. So so that was, and there's another story associated with that, but that's for another day. But and I thought, this is just like last night. I was thinking, I wonder if you can feel other rocks as well. So this is just a bit off the road, and it's not like these metaphysical ones. Like, I don't know what it would do, not much, but it's a bit of granite. And I suppose these rocks too, you could feel too. But and I realised, I can feel it. So different rocks, I could feel the tension in my head, where the tension is. If I've got holding a bit of selenite, it's right at the front. Holding a bit of obsidian, it's right at the top of my head, inside my head. And in different ones are in different places. So that was kind of funny. And so I felt this rock and realised, it's right at the back. But it wasn't in a place where these other rocks were, so and not as quite as strong, but there was something there. So that was interesting. So with a rock, this is the way. I always think if you pick up a rock at the rock shop and you can feel it, there's probably a good reason for that. So I always buy it and then find out later what the reason is. Some metaphysical reason, might be help you communicate or something like that. Who knows? And so it's So I just sit with the rock, and then eventually I get to feel the vibration, sort of mixing with my auric field sort of feel. So and if you want to feel a rock, like, the best thing to do is just hold it in your hand, warm it up, hold it for a couple of minutes, and then go to the other side. And then for me, I can feel this rock over here. Give me a tick. Quite far at the back, and then if I go over to this side, I can feel it on the other side of the head, and then I hold it with two hands, and then to really feel the intensity of it, I just think of a rock going through water, like a flat rock, how it would go like this through water, and then it just let it settle to where you meet the vibration of the rock in your mind. So I don't know if that helps. I used to think all this metaphysical rock stuff was bollocks until I started experiencing it myself. Like we brought a second-hand bed one time. We had the trailer on the back, and then we were going past this guy's place, and he was bringing out all the stuff from his shed. Probably wondering where this is going, and there was like a whole lot of handles, and there's a box of rocks, and so I go to my wife, oh look, he's throwing out all this stuff, because we're great at looking for stuff on the side of the road. We're like magpies, because people leave it on the side of the road and you just pick it up and use it. So I started loading it all on. He's got boxes there, and he's bringing it up from the shed and up onto the nature strip, and I'm putting it onto the ute. And then I've basically got the whole lot, well, as much as I want. There's another guy doing the same thing. And then I come back, and he's up there, and at the nature strip. I'll go back to where he is, this guy is, and he's just got out a sign going garage sale, and I'm going, oh no, this is so embarrassing. What do I do? I just got a whole lot of stuff on the ute. I don't want to pay for it at the time. There was a bit of a dilemma, like, but he didn't mention anything. Maybe he just wanted to get rid of stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I have to apologise to him if he ever sees this video, and thank you very much for all the stuff he gave us, which we then did a garage sale and then ourselves on some of the stuff, and tried to sell it, and some of the stuff we couldn't, but so we've still got some of that stuff, so we'll have to try a different avenue to just get give it away for free. But yeah, but I got the thing was, I got this box full of rocks. I bring it home, and I said to my oldest son, like, oh, I wonder what this is. I pulled out this little sachet. It's got red stuff in it, and I said, oh, what's this? So and it's all red, and then I look on the packet and it says lead, red lead. So try and put it back in there. So the moral of the story is, be careful of some of these rocks and minerals, because some of them can be quite poisonous. And this is calcium sulfate, so I think this one's probably all right, but just be careful. Don't just be putting stuff in your mouth. Just be mindful of that. So I don't recommend doing that necessarily. So that's some of my experience with it. But with that box of rocks, I kept some of those rocks, gave them some to my family and that, and I could not feel anything on those rocks. Like, I couldn't feel any vibration, couldn't feel anything. Never felt vibration before, and it was only after this awakening experience where it sort of like really opened up all this, I can feel stuff, like, and so it's and I'm learning stuff all the time, so it's quite interesting. So I'm not sure where it leads to. They say you've got these chakras, and every, like, 7 of them going up your spine and past your head, actually, and each one is connected to a colour, and each chakra has a sort of like a gland connected to it, and so each of these colours is associated to rock colours as well. So like, I think this one, see, it's got a sort of rainbow look, so you can put it on any of those chakras. This one's a blue one, and the blue one I think is on the throat, so it's not very handy on the throat because it's a bit spiky and a bit, So start with some tumbled rocks. So, which is a tumbled rock's just like a polished. Well, I shouldn't brought a better example, but imagine it nice and shiny and tumbled, about that size. You can get them a bit flatter. A flat stone's quite good. The smaller stones are good because you can warm them up quick. These ones, if they take ages to warm up, because you don't want to put cold rocks on your body because it doesn't feel very good. And if you're putting a rock on someplace and it doesn't feel good, don't put it there. Just move it on. Not move it on, but maybe it might be too much all at once. So as soon as it starts feeling too uncomfortable, so different rocks to open up different chakra types. So I think your heart's green stone's a good one, green coloured stones, and then you've got yellow stones like aventurine, I think it's called. That one has a lot of zing for me. And then you've got the root chakras, which is obsidian and black tourmaline and things like that. So that's a good way if you're starting to collect rocks. Once you realise they have an effect on you, maybe even if they don't have an effect, they might have a subtle effect over time. People wear necklaces and bracelets and that sort of thing, so and adornments. And I think the third eye, which is up here, is a purple, so amethyst is a good one to put in the toolkit, sort of thing. That's probably one I need to get. I've just got a big bunch of crystals, and it's sort of like big and heavy, and if it falls onto my eye or something while I'm in bed, it's not going to be pretty. Well, it's all right, but it's not very comfortable, so I don't do that. But go for the tumbled rocks to start with, and and there's all these modalities of healing, and have some fun, experiment a little bit, but also seek professional advice, which is a good thing to do when you can. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll introduce you to some other gifts. And this is just my experience. I'm not saying this is what everyone's going to get. Everyone has different gifts, and some of them are more subtle, and some of them gifts are more out there and obvious. So enjoy your awakening experience, and we'll see you next time. Remember, we've got Cut It Out cards. It's cutitoutcards.com. Check that out. There's some free ones there. You don't have to buy. You can just go and have a look, have a laugh at some of the artwork. I've done it all, and we put it out there, and if you're tempted, you can buy some of them. So yeah, have fun, and we'll see you next time.